My name is Lisa.
Hello and welcome to my channel, or welcome back. Today I just wanted to talk about pregnancy because I feel like I haven't done that much, and being pregnant with twins, I feel like there's a lot of things to talk about. And so this video could be really helpful for some future moms, but also anyone can really watch it and see how I'm doing in life and all that, you know. But I just want to focus on like every trimester a little bit about what happens and what to expect, because honestly I was naive. I just thought having twins was like having one child, there's just two. But no. Before I scare you too much, I'm just gonna get into it. So the first thing I'm going to talk about is the first trimester, because that came first. My first trimester was a little bit different than other people's, but we'll get to that. I kind of want to start about my pregnancy test because there was something I didn't know before that I found out later. So I took my test and the positive lines were really strong. I didn't know that at the time, but apparently if you have twins, the lines often can be a lot stronger because there's like more pregnancy in you, I guess. I don't know the scientific behind that, but you know, there's more to react to. You're like double pregnant, you know. It's not really how it works, but anyways, so if you have really strong lines, it could mean that you have twins. Doesn't 100% mean that you will have twins or that every twin will guarantee you a strong line, but that's just what I've read. And then the first trimester, for me, I always say it was a breeze. I did have nausea, my morning sickness, but it wasn't too bad because mine only came on certain days. It didn't last like throughout the whole first trimester. I had it like twice or three times a day where I just felt really nauseous all day and I could only eat crackers, really. And it was really bad, but it's nothing compared to what comes later in pregnancy. Before we get more into this, I'm just gonna tell you a little bit about my background if you don't know. So this is my first ever pregnancy. I can't compare it to a single child pregnancy because I've only been pregnant with twins. So this is all I know, but I know some other pregnant women, and especially twin pregnant women from social media, so I feel like I have kind of an overview of what it's like. And I've also seen people compare it to their one child pregnancy, and they say it's way different, but you know, I don't know that. I'll let it up to you to judge if you're having like twins after a single child, how much different it is. But my twins are fraternal, so they have 2 placentas and 2 sacs, so there's a lot in me. I guess that's all you need to know. I mean, all twin pregnancies are high risks, whereas fraternal twins are considered less high risk because they do have their separate placentas and sacs, so there's less chance that they will absorb the nutrients from the other twin or like something crazy like that happens in there. Also, the fraternal twins are the most possibly to stay in you the longest. But twins are all born early, which I also did not know in the beginning. So yeah, in the olden days they let them all go to 40 weeks, and that's why a lot of twins died, because they run out of space because there's 2 of them, and you know, it's not meant for 2 people. Your body's meant for 1 child. Anyway, that's my pregnancy, and we'll go back to the first trimester now. Other than the morning sickness, I felt pretty much okay. First trimester is kind of exciting because you're like new to this pregnancy. You're like, this is so cool, I'm actually pregnant, I'm actually gonna have children. Your body feels pretty okay and everything's still cool. You don't really feel your children in there, so you don't mentally like always register that yet. So I'd say first trimester is not too bad. Also, my doctor said that compared to a single pregnancy, the first trimester is not that much different, because even though there are 2 children in you, they're so tiny they don't really do that much difference. So yeah. One other symptom that I did have in the first trimester was like I got really exhausted. That was the first actually thing that kind of told me that maybe I'm pregnant, because I remember we were driving somewhere and it was just 5 in the evening, and suddenly I felt this like exhaustion come over me, and I'm like, if I close my eyes right now I'm gonna fall asleep. And I'm not a sleeper. I can never fall asleep or take naps or anything like that. So it was super strange for me that like oftentimes at random times throughout the day, but especially around 5, 6 at night, in the evening, I started getting really tired. But it usually passed. It's just your body's doing a lot of different things and getting used to the pregnancy part. So that was my first trimester. So the second trimester. I think it was a couple weeks before my second trimester that my morning sickness kind of was gone. Totally ended. And I was like, oh, this is a good time. So honestly, they say second trimester is the easiest in any pregnancy. I think that is true. The only real problem in the second trimester is the mental struggles with the pregnancy, because a lot of things change and you start to realize things. Okay, so we went to the first doctor's appointment when I was 17 weeks pregnant, and then we found out we were twins. We were not surprised by everyone else's surprise that we were not surprised. But it was just weird. I had this like, of course I didn't know I had twins. I didn't really think I would have twins. But something inside me made me think that I could have twins. And the couple days prior to the doctor's appointment, I started researching about the odds of having twins and all that, and what is twin pregnancy, and a lot of twin stuff. And I talked about it with my husband, and it's like, it would be crazy if we had twins. And we went to the doctor, and he's like, you know there's 2, right? And we're like, no, but okay. And it wasn't a big shock to us. It's crazy, but somehow we were mentally prepared for this. Anyways, after I found out that I had twins, I feel like I mentally got a little bit stressed, because I'm like, don't know anybody who has had twins. I don't know how it feels like. I don't know much. I'm like, guess it's gonna be a lot harder, because they did tell me like twin pregnancies are high risk pregnancies, you know, and that's scary. But high risk doesn't mean that necessarily something's gonna go wrong. You just have higher risk. You know, the odds. But anything can happen anytime, or nothing can happen at all. So as soon as I found out I had twins, a couple days later I started having a new symptom. My legs suddenly started getting super tingly. When I was like standing up too long, I just felt like my legs were gonna die on me. And I contacted my doctor, and they said it's pretty normal, especially with twins. Like, a lot of your symptoms start coming a bit earlier than they usually would in a regular pregnancy, just because it is twins, and you start getting heavier faster, and you know, everything's for 2, not for 1 child. And my doctor basically just recommended like foot baths with, like, I've been taking foot baths with Epsom salt, and also like recommended compression socks, which I recommend. I don't walk too much or go out. I stay at home a lot, so I don't wear them when I'm at home. But at the times where I have to stand a long time or walk around, they really help with the blood circulation. For me, one of the big things in the pregnancy has been that my legs and hands just die. If I sleep on one side for too long, I need to switch because I'm dead from this side. And like, if I did this, it hurts every time. It's like this muscle pain. But my mom said she had that too when she was pregnant. I'm not very worried about that. It's just my, I feel like the circulation in my arms and in my legs has always been a little bad, but it's okay. But yeah, I did start to feel like my legs would give up on me at times, so I started getting a little insecure about going out and doing everything I used to do. But I was still fine to do things, so it wasn't too bad. I had a couple symptoms that came and went away like a week later, so I don't really want to stop on that much. I did have some constipation, I did have some headaches, but it all went away fairly fast. Yeah, so the doctors in my anatomy scan on 20 weeks, they said that I have placenta previa, which I still don't know about because they didn't tell me that at 20 weeks. They told me the next appointment that, oh yeah, we found that the previous time, by the way, we never told you. And they said it's nothing to worry about. It usually moves in the 3rd trimester and it's pretty common with twin pregnancies. And so I didn't know anything about this condition. But then when you hear other people having this condition and getting constantly monitored because of that, I was like, hey, it's a bit strange that they're taking it so lightly. And I switched my doctors in the beginning of my 3rd trimester because I just felt like these doctors were not really taking it super seriously. And so my new doctor, they did found like a placenta previa, but she thought it was more like on this like partial previa, whereas they told me it was full previa, because the other doctor told me that the full previa never moves, so it has to be partial previa if they told me that it will move. And now I'm confused at what I have, but I have some kind of previa. And apparently what that means, it could lead to a lot of bleedings throughout the pregnancy, could cause an early labor, whatever. There's a lot of risks. And if it stays throughout the pregnancy, you can't have vaginal birth. So, I don't know. At this point, I was sent to the specialist high-risk doctor, but I haven't had the appointment yet and I won't have it till February, which is almost the end of my pregnancy. So I really need to make sure I get the right doctors next time. So I don't know what the previous thing is in me, but I haven't had any bleeding or problems, so I guess it's fine. I feel like I've been so lucky in this pregnancy. Anyway, the mental struggles that I mostly had, there's this part where you start feeling your babies in the 2nd trimester. And apparently, I didn't feel them very early. In your first pregnancy, you usually don't. You can feel them earlier with twins, but I didn't. It was after 20 weeks for sure. I don't know exactly when I first felt them, but it was just like little flutters. It was not kicks or anything. Now they kick so hard that I sometimes wish they didn't, but I'll get to that later. Anyway, yeah, 2nd trimester, you start worrying about are your babies gonna make it? Are they gonna be born too early? Or am I gonna have still miscarriage or something? Because it can happen, especially with higher risk pregnancies, that your babies come out in the 2nd trimester. But just try to tell yourself it's not normal. It does not mean that it happens to you. Normally they don't. Yeah. So the 2nd trimester, one other mental thing is, am I ready for my babies? We didn't have anything bought for the babies yet. In the Black Friday, we got their car seats and stroller. And that was the first thing we basically got for them. And basically the only thing we got for them in the 2nd trimester. So you don't need to worry that much, We got most of the things for our baby shower, and I had it when I was 29 weeks. Highly recommend having it a couple weeks earlier with twins because you just feel a lot better a couple weeks earlier. But yeah, we didn't really have much because I didn't want to get into the mindset that my babies are going to be born too early. I am currently in the 3rd trimester right now. I mean, I'm just in the beginning of third trimester, so I'm sure it's gonna get a lot more fun, but I am almost 31 weeks right now, so I think it was like, yeah, exactly when the third trimester starts, basically around 27, 28 weeks, where I just felt like I'm done. You know, in the sense that my body was acting so different. I honestly felt like my stomach was so heavy. It is so heavy now that like I don't want to walk, I don't want to stand up. It's heavy. If I sit too long in the same position, my back hurts, my ribs hurt, and like under my stomach it really hurts. It's just, your whole body is like in pain. But it doesn't happen all the time. Like, I'm not in pain right now. But I do know that I feel that my legs are kind of numb because I've been sitting in the same position. It's just those changing positions. And my doctors also told me to, like, I mean, I've never lived a very active lifestyle, so I'm just sitting at home. And my doctor told me, like, since you're having twins, like, maybe don't do it too much, like exercise and stuff, like just do the things you do around your house so that you move a little bit. I mean, I do the laundry and I clean up a little bit. Doing the dishes is absolute disaster now because you kind of like crouch over the sink a little bit, so it really hurts my back. Same with the vacuuming, it really hurts my back, so I have to clean like one room and then sit down and take a break, and it's so annoying. My husband luckily has helped me a lot of the housework, but yeah, you just don't feel like yourself anymore in the third trimester. It's just hard for your body, but at the same time I kind of enjoy like trying to relax more and just like take it slow and just chill. Like cut back on your housework and cut back on everything you have to do. Crazy me started school in the third trimester, so actually I have a lot going on. I don't know if I recommend school with pregnancy hormones, but I also like the decision that I made to start school because education is important. I don't know how I will finish my semester with 2 newborn babies, but I will. Anyway, yeah, your hormones will most likely be crazy. I mean, I cried a lot throughout the second trimester too. Just everything makes you cry. It's just nothing serious. I just cry at everything, and it lasts for like 2 minutes and I don't cry anymore, but just tears come so easily when you're pregnant. So the third trimester, yeah, I don't have any super bad symptoms, other than just that my body hurts. I finally see a lot of stretch marks on my belly and under my belly and in weird places everywhere. My skin has changed a lot of color, like on my knees and behind my knees and like armpits and around the breast area, all that. Also like on my neck, I don't know if you can see, yeah, you can see the line. I thought it was dirt line for a long time, but it's just my skin changes colors. It's like so much darker from all those like weird places where it's not like super fatty, you know? I can't sit in a chair, I can't stand up, I can barely walk, not for a long time. I'm like, unless you have a comfortable couch, I cannot come because I'm not gonna make it. It just feels too uncomfortable. Even couches, like the couch in my house, I can't sit there for a long time. So we have actually moved our bed from the bedroom to the living room just because it's like the only place I can normally sit on is the beds because they're comfier. Anyway, yeah, that's where I am right now in my third trimester. It's a time to show the belly. I'm not wearing very good clothes. I call this sweater my Peppa Pig. I feel like it makes me look like a pig. But this is the belly right now. It's getting bigger and stuff and harder to carry, but it's all good. But I think that's all about the pregnancy updates right now. I'll hopefully be able to make some more videos before the babies come, but with school and everything, it's kind of crazy life, so we'll see when I see you next time, but I hope it's soon. Thank you so much for watching and being here and supporting me, and yeah. If you are also pregnant with twins, congratulations. I wish you will have like as easy pregnancy as me, even though some parts are really, really hard, but it's very doable. Bye!